So a New Jersey teen decided to have a Black Lives Matter protest in Englewood Cliffs, New Jersey, to have people come and talk about the disproportionate laws in the affordable housing that affected black and brown people. You can see the teen there, Emily Gill, 18 years old. After forming that protest, she was faced with a bill of $2,500 for the overtime of the police department having to be present during that time. Now, it appears that that bill has been rescinded. The mayor said that someone in his group recommended that bill and he went forward with it. Then, upon consulting with his bureau attorney, they found there may be some issues with that bill, and that bill was rescinded pending the approval of the council. However, the argument that Ms. Gill and others are making is that this 20 to 30 people protest, where the police really didn't monitor it all that much, and there was no violence or real need for them to really interject, that bill was only rescinded once public opinion came out and this argument started that that bill should never have been there. Now I'm joined again with Judge Birmingham as well as Hunter Shkolnik. Hunter, let's start with you. I read this and the first thing I thought about is I thought we were not allowed to abridge the rights of speech or peaceful assembly based on the laws of Congress, and that trickled down to municipalities. This sounds like a clear violation of the First Amendment, or at least a chilling effect thereof. What were your thoughts?
This is a prime example of utilizing a law to prevent someone from exercising their First Amendment right. This Black Lives Matter protest, which was small in comparison to ones we've seen across the country, what was really the idea of charging this young girl $2,500 or $2,600 for police presence just to exercise her First Amendment right is unconstitutional, and this should be stopped. Plain and simple.
Yeah. Now, the Democratic council members released a statement about the mayor's actions saying, quote, after causing a national outcry against his tyrannical, blatantly unconstitutional, and deeply immoral behavior, the mayor is now apparently backing off his demand for the local teen activists to pay thousands of dollars for organizing a small and peaceful protest against racism. However, he has still refused to apologize, and our Bureau Council members are still exploring ways to hold the mayor accountable. Judge, what did you make of this asking an 18-year-old to foot the bill of such a protest in such a manner?
Well, I think when you use the word chilling effect is quite the perfect way to describe that. It's different. We were talking about the First Amendment rights of the lawyers in the other case, but this is totally different. And I think what you're going to see is that there have been a number of states across this country who have recently tried to, or said they were going to try to enact laws about criminalizing conduct and protests and things like that. And I think what we're going to see on the legal horizon, or what we do see on the legal horizon coming up for judges, is going to be how do we interpret these against the protection of the First Amendment, and which one's going to win out. So I actually do look forward to sort of researching issues just like this, and look forward to the upcoming debates about the strength of the First Amendment and what it means.
Yeah. And in part of the original letter, Hunter, the mayor had penned this argument on city stationery and defended his actions. He said, quote, we incurred expenses, which we often do when there's outside events coming through town. He also said, and I sent her a bill for the police overtime. We've seen this kind of being a trend where mayors will send overtime bills to citizens for the actions of officers. I've never really heard of this until like the last 2 or 3 years. What do you make of this growing trend that people are getting charged extra for civil services?
Well, first of all, this is not the circus coming to town or the carnival coming to town where you have to utilize the city services to provide safety to the community. These are young people. These are people. These are citizens exercising their rights under the Constitution. You don't charge them for the police presence. Plain and simple. This is more than a chilling effect. This is a way of just trampling on the rights of these people. And this young woman was doing what was right under the Constitution, and now they were trying to punish her to stop others from doing it. It's wrong.
Yeah, and just more facts about the protest. The understanding is that the protest merely lasted 90 minutes. I know also that Ms. Gill had said that the police presence was minimal at best because, again, as we're talking about a 90-minute protest of 20 to 30 people where officers were popping in and out, doing their job as they're supposed to, but now they're getting charged overtime. Well, the question would be, why was there not an officer there during their regular tour duty? Why is it that citizens, when they exercise their own rights, they are going to get a bill after the fact? You don't get a bill for exercising your First Amendment right or your Second Amendment right or your Fourth Amendment right. Heck, you don't even get a bill if you exercise your Sixth Amendment right and you get a public defender. So that really doesn't make sense. But again, I want to thank our guests, Hunter and Judge Birmingham, for being with us. Always appreciate you guys coming on and lending your expertise. We'll be back with more, and we'll have more.